Now, I have the 2 flours, step 1 and step 3. That's all I'll need from the flour. So now I'm going to just season the fuck out of both of these. Like, again, you can't really go wrong with the amount of seasoning that you use. So just fucking season them, okay? Like, for all you know, like, I don't know, I'm 40 something. This could be the very last fucking fried green tomatoes I ever eat in my entire fucking life. And just in case they are, I want them to be the best ones. So like I said, just a lot of fucking seasoning. I mean, not too much. And look, I only have one thing that has salt. Only the adobo has salt. Everything else is just flavor. I just like my shit to have a lot of fucking flavor, okay? Don't judge me. I like a lot of fucking flavor. Alright, so that is what they look like now. Do you see the difference? They were pretty white before. Oh yeah. That's a beautiful color right there.
What are you making?
Fried green tomatoes. I'm recording.
I know.
So I just want to be in it.
Did you cut the watermelon?
I did, but I want to make sure that it's not like poisoned or full of drugs or something. So I'm going to wait until I ate some. And as far as like, just wait until tomorrow, and as long as I don't get sick or die, we'll be okay.
I'm an adult. I'm eating some.
All right, well, you're an adult, but if it's drugged, girl, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so nicely seasoned flour. Now we're going to make our cornbread muffin mix. So look, here's the thing about shortening. You measure this shit with your heart. So, you know, you want about maybe an ice cream scoop worth, like maybe a double scoop's worth. You don't want too much, but you want enough. So you put that in your pan while your pan is still cold. Then you turn your pan on. Okay? So you want to start at medium-low heat and let that come to the temperature you want it to be. And then, so I've got my cornbread muffin mix mixed together with just the egg and the butter and then a bunch of seasonings. And now I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of half and half. Not milk, half and half. And of course, I only have a half a cup. So, no, you know what? No. Where's the cup? Oh. All right, 1/3 of a cup. Okay. 1/3 of a cup. Done. And we're gonna mix that in and very slowly incorporate this chunky mixture into this water. Into this milk. Very slowly. And this is actually going to be what we put the tomatoes in before we put them in the flour. So we're gonna put them in the flour first, then we're gonna put them in here, and I'm slowly taking the spoon and squishing this milk into this cornbread mixture. And the reason why I'm doing that, as opposed to just because I want to get all the lumps out. The last thing I want is to get a big old chunk of cornmeal on my tomato. So this is how you make sure you don't get lumps in it. That's how you do it. So you're gonna get an arm workout on this. So if you have a guy around you that could maybe do this part for you, because they tend to do this motion a lot more than women, and this tends to be a job that they can do a lot easier. So you just want to keep doing this motion until you get all of those lumps out. And it looks, it looks kind of like sausage gravy. I guess that's probably the best way to explain it. It looks kind of like sausage gravy. But once you get all those lumps out, this is going to be what you put your tomatoes in. Instead of an egg and milk mixture, and then putting it in cornmeal, we're just making it all at once. I know that sounds crazy to y'all. It sounds crazy to me now that I've actually seen how everyone else makes this shit, but this is just how it's always been done in my family. You ready for some controversial fried green tomatoes made like nobody's ever made them before? Because y'all, my family makes them totally different than everyone else. So the first thing you need to do is get you some green tomatoes and slice them up no thicker than this. You want them to be about the thickness of an Oreo, okay? Then you're gonna get your 3 vessels. 1 with seasoned flour, 1 with cornbread muffin mix, 1 with seasoned flour. So the first thing, you're gonna dip this little guy in here. You're gonna roll him around until he gets good and covered in flour. Like this, like that, all right? It's hard to do with one hand. Then you're gonna drip him in here, real slow like. Get him in that cornbread mixture. Oh yeah, baby. Go for a swim. Oh yeah. Then back in the flour. Oh yeah. Then into the pan, like so. There we go. Now we're just gonna let him do his little thing. And then we're gonna keep on going. That's how you do it. Just so we're clear, you get your tomato, you put it in your flour, you drudge it around in your flour and get it as coated in the flour as you can. You don't want too much, but you want it to have enough. Then you dip it in here. Make sure it's good and coated with the cornmeal mix. Now, yeah, you could just do like egg, flour, and then cornbread or cornmeal, but just do that. And then you go back into the flour again and get good and coated. And then you go into the pan. And this is also going to be controversial, and I know y'all are going to be like, what? But I don't actually, it's not oil. That is vegetable shortening, y'all. And oh, these are the seasonings that I'm using. And I'll season the fuck out of everything. Season the fuck out of my tomatoes, the flour, the cornbread mixture, the flour. It's all super seasoned. So we've got some fried green tomatoes. ASMR for you. And while we're watching this, I just want to make sure you all know, just in case you do not know, that the movie Fried Green Tomatoes starring Kathy Bates is actually based on a book called The Whistle Stop Cafe. And in The Whistle Stop Cafe, it's one of the first books that was written in the South in the 30s to feature a very out and proud lesbian couple. The bitches running the barbecue joint, they was lovers, y'all. The scene with the raspberry jam, oh my god. Y'all, if you're looking for some light lesbian erotic fiction, that is the book for you. And I'm just saying, like, could fried green tomatoes get any fucking better? About a minute and a half. You want to flip them so they only want to cook for 3 minutes total. So you want a minute and a half on each. Oh, I don't know about you, but these things look so good. It looks like my temper might be a little high. Well, it looks like it's actually not cooking evenly. That's probably the problem. And this is taking a really long time, so I've got my secondary pan going, and I'm just gonna 8 at a time. Because this is gonna take forever. But keep doing it this way. Controversy. Here is the way that my family has always made fried green tomatoes, and I can guarantee. Controversy. Here is the way that my family has always made fried green tomatoes, and I can guarantee it is not the way that y'all have made them. These are the seasonings that you will need. You want to cover everything. Everything gets seasoned. Every step gets seasoned, okay? The tomatoes are layered with seasoning. First, your dredge, flour, very seasoned. No egg and milk mixture here. This is cornbread muffin mix. Then more flour. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Don't they fucking look beautiful? And yes, everything's very seasoned along the way. Yum. And yeah, I know my family's weird. My mom was lazy. My mom was like, why are we gonna do egg and milk and then later do cornmeal? Why don't we just make cornbread? My mom was lazy, but it works, y'all. It fucking works, okay? It works.